Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Marcus at IQ Computer Services. Today we have a HP laptop with a broken hinge. You can see right here how it pops out from the hinge. So we're going to be replacing this one right here in the back. Okay. So once you get all those out, we're going to go ahead and take our pry tool, go all the way around, and loosen this up. Next thing we want to do is we want to get into the battery, disconnect it. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew the battery screws and then take out the battery.
Pull that out, set it aside.
Okay, so we got the battery disconnected. We're going to be transferring everything over to a new keyboard and palm rest. So you can see that. And I'm going to start with the hinges. So we're going to start down here and get the screen disconnected. We'll start with that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take the screen, sit it down, and put the new palm rest right up alongside the bottom, line it up, and then we're gonna push these hinges down. And then I'm gonna set this to the side and finish the disassembly.
And then we'll assemble it onto the new board. So we've already got the speakers off, so I'm gonna set those to the side. This is the power jack, right there. And I'm gonna start down at the bottom and then just work my way up.
So these are the touchpad buttons that I'm taking off right now, the controller, and it's just gonna lift right off, lift up on the tab here to disconnect that cable, pull that off, and then we're going to disconnect this cable here as well, lift up. All right, so next I'm going to go ahead and take off the SD card reader and USB card slot right here. So it's USB port. This is right here for USB-C. And then we've got the SD card reader. And then that is connected to the Wi-Fi antenna, which is right here. And now we're down to getting the motherboard out. So we don't need to really take off the memory or the solid state drive for this. If you're going to be doing an upgrade or something, you can take the memory off, add more memory, or upgrade your SSD. There's a couple more screws by the fan. So we're going to take those out. Now, as you can see, whole motherboard is coming out. Just make sure that you line up the screw holes In this case, I'm gonna have to adjust a little bit with the hinge because that screw is underneath. There we go. And then make sure your cables for your keyboard, and if you have the backlight, make sure both of those cables come out underneath. Okay, and then for your fan, this one is a little dirty, so I'm going to go ahead and clean it off first, and then I'll go ahead and reconnect it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put the hinge screws back in the corners. Oops, a little bit small there. All right, so make sure that you route that antenna wire underneath the hinge and then over the board, this daughter board that has the SD card slot and your USB-C port right there. And it's gonna come out underneath, and then we're gonna connect the Wi-Fi antenna. Okay, so now the hinges are both in, here and here. I'll go ahead and connect the monitor cable right here. And then just make sure that you get it all the way in. Let it focus there. And then push down to lock it in place. Okay, right there. All right, one thing I did note is make sure you get your power jack in first before you go ahead and close that hinge down. That needs to go underneath. All right, and then we're going to connect the power jack. Right there. And then I'll put the speakers in. Sit in. Just like that. And they're labeled right and left. Okay. Connect the connector at the bottom.
So I'm going to tighten down the motherboard. And then we'll connect the keyboard and the touchpad.
All right, so go ahead and put the mouse buttons, trackpad buttons in. Screw them in with these two black screws. And then connect the connectors. So you got one here and one there. Connect the keyboard. Right, and then just make sure that you reconnect the antenna there I don't think I showed that, but make sure that antenna is reconnected. Okay, now we're gonna put the battery back in. So battery's connected. Now we can go ahead and open it up, try it out, put the back cover on real quick. So. The hinge is fixed. I'm gonna plug it in and power it on.